So I used to be in this co-working group where whenever I showed up wearing lipstick, the host would say, "Oh, June's got a meeting today." And you know what? It's true. Whenever I go on camera, whether it's to shoot a video or to give some training or a sales call or a networking call or a client call, I put on the lipstick. And yes, I do this because, well, two reasons. One, I think it makes my smile look a little brighter. But actually what I'm doing when I put it on is something more. You see, the very act of putting on lipstick helps me remember who I am, and it has nothing to do with what's on my lips. Rather, lipstick is my talisman. Now, if this sounds really Lord of the Rings and woo-woo, as I explained in this video, it totally is, but it's also not. So stick around because I'm going to show you how to show up as the best version of yourself, even on those days when you feel anything but, with your own talisman. Hi, my name's June Morrow, and I help emerging coaches and transformational consultants step out of isolation and into more authentic connections with messaging that inspires them and their ideal audiences. And if this is you and you're struggling with finding clients, I encourage you to download my free training below, How to Find Clients When Social Media Isn't Doing It For You. Oh, you're back. Just brushing up on the lipstick. So as I said at the beginning of this video, lipstick is my talisman. When I put it on, it makes me feel bolder, it makes me feel wiser, and it makes me feel more like the leader that I know deep down inside that I am, but some days it's super easy to forget. In fact, the very act of putting on lipstick helps me remember who I am, which is someone who has all of these qualities, just like you have all the qualities that you want to have. So what is a talisman? Well, in video games and fantasy novels, a talisman is an object that protects, it fortifies, and sometimes it enhances powers. And in real life, it can do the same. So a talisman can be anything that helps you feel more like your higher self. An object that makes you feel one of the following or all of the following ways: calm, curious, creative, courageous, connected, accepting, non-judgmental, and loving. This is your higher self, right? That's that version of you that can do anything, because you can. So for a friend of mine, her talisman is a necklace that reminds her of a necklace that her grandmother used to wear. For another person, it's a piece of sea glass that reminds her of a vacation where she felt truly alive and 100% herself. So talismans are physical objects that we interact with that bring up a strong desired emotion in us. And the more we interact with them and the more they bring up this desired emotion, the more effective they are. So if you've ever seen Tony Robbins live, you know he's big on these things called power moves. I'm not exactly sure what he calls them, but I remember them as power moves. And that's a way of associating a movement with a desired state of being. So maybe every time I do this, I feel really, really good. And the more I do it, the more I feel good, right? So this is a form of neuro-linguistic programming. It's a way of rerouting our mind towards the things that we want, towards the feelings and the thoughts that we want, the feelings and the thoughts that are going to produce the results that we want. So a talisman works in much the same way. When we interact with it and associate it with a positive way of feeling, like my lipstick makes me feel powerful and it makes me feel confident, it makes me feel like a leader, it makes me feel like doing this, right? Like a rapper. Whenever you associate it, it's going to bring up that emotion, and the more you do it, the more you're going to have that emotion and that feeling. And we all know from the law of attraction that the more we focus on something or a specific feeling or a specific way of being, the more you're going to attract that feeling into your life. It's just simple perception. Now, if you don't have a talisman, how do you find one? Well, here are 3 different ways. 1, notice what you already have around you that makes you feel good. What makes you feel better every time you interact with it, use it, look at it in some way, create some sort of interaction with it. Now, it might be a rock, it might be a photo, it could be a figurine of Papa Smurf. For some people, it's a religious icon like a Jesus on the cross or a Buddha. Holding this thing, looking at it, giving it a kiss, whatever, doing some sort of regular interaction with it can give you the boost that you need. A second way to find a talisman is to borrow one from one of your cheerleaders. So who are your cheerleaders? Well, these are the people alive or deceased who you know or maybe you don't know. They can be celebrities. Doesn't matter. They're just people who you believe in you or would believe in you if they knew you. So the question is, who are your guides? Who do you believe is watching over you? Who is inspiring you? Who do you believe wants you to succeed? And what object do you have or could you get that reminds you of them? The third way to find a talisman is to ask the divine, ask Source, God, to deliver an object to you, to show you the way. And then just stay alert. Notice as you're walking around through your day, see if things come to you. Maybe someone will deliver something to you or you'll find something on the ground. I remember a couple of years ago, I really wanted to find a boyfriend. I'd been doing work on myself. I felt like I was ready for a relationship, so I asked God for a sign. And that night while I was walking on the beach, this Christmas ornament in the shape of a heart rolled towards me in perfect condition. And so I picked it up, I put it in my pocket, and I kept that heart on my desk, and I rubbed it daily, thinking about the type of guy that I wanted, and within a month, he showed up. So fast forward now, both the guy and the heart are gone, but that is a completely different story. So be open to objects that come to you, especially objects that make you feel good about yourself, make you feel powerful and confident and courageous, and all those things that you are meant to feel and all those things you need to feel to connect with your dream clients. So having a talisman, interacting with it can be especially powerful on those days when we don't feel like our best selves, and we know those days can be frequent at times. Having this, simply for me, putting on the lipstick, it infuses me with the qualities that I need to do my best work and helps me remember and can help you remember that those qualities that you are seeking, they're not outside of you. They're in you, right? Sometimes we just got to get through all the other stuff or put it on hold for a moment. So I'm curious, do you have a talisman? What is it? Has it worked for you? Share your talisman stories, your ideas for talismans in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video helpful or interesting or intriguing, be sure to subscribe to this channel. You got this.